biggest betting weekend of the year is finally here, which means more updated odds and props for Super Sunday. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. We have hundreds of prop bets, MVP odds, and exclusive in-game live betting. BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion, whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor. BetOnline offers you everything and more to enhance your game day experience. Visit the website today and make game day action count a little bit more. Bet Online, the game starts here.
Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, money like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Mickey Loomis is going to do everything in his power when it comes to this coaching hire to follow the rules and go by the book and not talk to Kellen Moore until after the Super Bowl. Could it break down and they not reach an agreement? Sure. Is that likely? No. Kellen Moore is going to have a chance to probably triple his salary, become a head coach, one of 32. And if the Saints were making any other move, whether it was hiring the Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, or the Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka, or their own interim head coach Darren, what are they waiting for? Why not go hire them right now? But they're not. They're waiting. And they're waiting to talk to Kellen Moore, and they're waiting to make sure that they give the Eagles absolutely zero evidence that they've tampered with the guy until after the game. But the fact that they don't have a coach tells you everything you need to know about where this is going. Of course, barring a setback, he's going to be the guy. Could there be a setback? Sure. There often are setbacks. Bill Belichick didn't wind up becoming the head coach of the Jets. Josh McDaniels didn't wind up becoming the head coach of the Colts. Liam Cohen didn't wind up becoming the coordinator of the Buccaneers. But barring any setbacks, we know where this is tracking, and we know where this is going. Let's not be oblivious to it.
All right,
the head of the Saints organization.
Thank y'all for being in the stream, man. Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. What's popping? Big ups to the fam. Appreciate y'all. Hope you guys have had a very good start of your week. Monday, I mean, this past weekend, man, was a big chill week for your boy. Kind of kicked back, caught up on some rest. Man, I'm ready for this week. Let's get it going. So anyway, big ups to everybody. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream. Young City 9, KT, shout out to my brother KT. I'm gonna reach out to you soon there, KT. Brian, shout out to your mad drummer, OG Jerry. Shout out to my brother Jerry L. Big ups to you, my boy. See you out there as well. Big ups to you. What's up, Dr. K? What's up, Dr. Key with the key? Big ups to you, fam. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Yeah, the situation been popping many times with Southern Belle Gale. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Y'all remember, man, some time ago, we covered that. We talked about the whole issue that popped out today. And listen, man, we're going to go over that. And shout out to all of the people, all of the journalists and the Saints beat writers that are covering this story. This is usually one that some of them skip over. They don't want to touch it. They only want to talk about football. They don't want to talk about stuff that's actually hitting and hurting people right now. But we talk about it, man, because it's prevalent. So big ups to those guys for doing what they do out here and keeping it trill all the way real. All right. So anyway, big ups to the rest of you. Kathleen, I see you, man. Appreciate you. Queen, big ups to you. Mr. Savage, big ups to you, brother. I see you, Dr. What's up? DJ Philco is in this thing. Good to see you, brother. Be great, Josh, as well. Mr. Savage, Yin, shout out to Yin as well. Big ups to you, brother. Byron is in this thing as well. Good to see you, fam. Who Dat Daddy is in here as well. Much love to everybody, man. I think I got most of you guys right there. All right, big ups to Giovanni. What's popping? Mr. O, what's popping, fam? Appreciate you. What's up, Stacy? All right, all right, Stacy. Shout out to Stacy. All right, Stacy is a Baltimore Ravens person, but is giving the Saints, the Sports Coma, some view. Shout out to you, brother Stacy. Much love, fam. All right, B Flat. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. What's up, Dame? What's popping, fam? Appreciate you. All right, V Griffin. Big ups to you, fam. Uncle Deuce, what's happening, my man? Appreciate you. Prince, I see you, fam. Much love. Miss Lisa. All right. What's up, Miss Lisa? How you doing out there? Good to see you. All right. She said, LOL, the church is how Southern Belle Gale even acquired these teams. The ultimate finesse, the veil, all of it is being pulled back. People thought it was a joke last year when Cat Williams said what he said when he started the year off, and then the whole year was just tumbling. If that was the year of truth, you can only imagine. And listen, I'm going to tell y'all, man, this year is going this year, not just this year, but this time, this era. You cannot, it will not be held back any longer. The truth is going to come out. Everything, all of the lies they've been telling for years, they got mountains of lies, lies as tall as the tallest mountain that you can think about. These people, not just the Saints, but these establishment folk been piling up and just lying to the people, lying and lying and lying, and you will see it all. Prepare your minds. Prepare your minds. You're about to see everything. This is the time. This is the era in time that they talked about from a long time ago. They wrote eras and books about this very time, that everything, they can't stop it. Because they losing power. They can't hold it back any longer. And it's all coming out. They will be fully exposed. So you're going to see all of it. So prepare yourselves. All right. Yes. Domino effect. Big up. C. What's up, Demetrius? Shout out to you, bro. As well. Appreciate you as well. Much love. KT says, Q, have you heard the rumor about the QBs that Kellen Moore likes? Kyle McCord. Yeah, McCord. I talked about McCord on the last stream. Jackson Dart, yes, I talked about him too. And Milroe, I mentioned Milroe scantly. A lot of people still believe Milroe is more run than throw, and he'll have to prove that, that part of it. But Jackson Dart is no joke. No, he's no joke. We watched Jackson at Ole Miss when he played this SEC guy. He gave us problems in the several years that we played him in. He's a phenomenal quarterback. He throws and passes. He just, for whatever reason, he just did not get that credit. I don't know why. Maybe he didn't hire a good publicist, because a lot of these guys, that's how they get the word. And maybe they guys didn't have enough money to grease the palm of Mel Kiper and some of these other mock draft people. I've been told y'all about that. I've been told y'all about how some of these guys get higher than these other guys on these draft boards. There's some greasing of the palms going on. There was scandals that happened around Mal Kiper. Back in the G, he got caught up taking money to put people high on his draft boards. Oh, my goodness. Let it all come out, fam. Come on. We going to play. We going to do this. We going to do it with the truth. Ain't nothing but the truth. All right. Big ups to y'all. Appreciate y'all as well. Yeah, I seen the KT. Shout out to you. What's up, Doug? It says secrets and lies, man, coming out to the open. Yes, indeed. Y'all get ready. Because if 24 was something, man, wait till 25, man. 25 is all coming. Y'all ready yourselves. I'm ready, man. I'm tired of this shit. I've been knowing a lot of this stuff for years. Y'all know I'm a big book reader. I love it, man. I've been reading, studying, and doing stuff since I was how old? I started reading thick-ass books when I was 15, 16 years old, trying to tell people about some stuff. And they look at you glassy eyed, like helpless. You know, until you tell somebody something, they just stand up there and look at you, and it's glassy eyed, like they helpless. Like they in their mind mentally, they crawled up in the fetal position in their mind, and they got this glassy, helpless look on their face. Man, I did that shit. I told me, hey man, listen, that's such and such. I've been telling people a lot of this stuff for years, man. And it's the time, it's the climate for people's mind to be more accepting of it. And because we getting close to some stuff going on. All right, KT say not a fan of Dart, too much of a gunsling. I see Matt Corral. Oh man, wow. Matt Corral 2.0 in him. Okay. KT, that's an interesting comparison. I wouldn't have said Matt Corral. You know, I wouldn't have said, I would say he's more of an accurate passer than Corral. But damn, Matt Corral, shit, damn, KT. That's why KT our guy, man. KT studies the film. All right, what's up, Jerry Covington? Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you as well, man. Much love to y'all, man. Let's get into some of this story. I started off with Adam Schefter, as you guys can see, kind of talking about the Saints situation. Is very evident. If people don't really know who's the next quarterback is going to be, is obviously Kellen Moore. He mentioned why they had other coaches out there that the Saints, if they wanted to hire, they could hire them today and announce them today. Guys like Weaver, Matt Kafka, Darren Rizzi, if they were really the guys, then there's nothing stopping them from hiring these guys because you can hire them. The one the Saints want is Kellen Moore. So this is Adam Schefter saying it. I played an interview the last stream about who said it. Somebody else, I forgot the other man that said it. I played it. But it's quite obvious what the Saints are doing. They cannot give any information. They cannot tamper with what's going on with Philadelphia right now. They get caught up in some charges, so they're trying to stay all the way back. They got this week, and the Super Bowl is this upcoming week, this Sunday. Matter of fact, as soon as that Super Bowl is over with, the Saints probably going to hammer out a deal. And by Monday or Tuesday of the following week, you'll have a new coach, a young coach, the youngest coach in Saints history that'll be running the team. So Kellen Moore is the pick for the Saints. A lot of the family members, I polled the family members on several streams leading up to them. They are very comfortable with Kellen Moore being the head coach of the team. I know when we started the process out, I always talked about want an offensive-minded guy to be the leader of the team going forward. There were reports coming out that Kellen Moore was not enthused about the quarterback situation going into the future because they know Derek Carr is just a stopgap quarterback 1 year, and then he's up out of here. They really don't want to restructure him to have him here multiple years, and I'm not mad at him. This situation got the third and final year. A lot of people talking about trading Derek Carr. And listen, we'll see what they got going on and see with what's out in the forefront as far as that concerned, because the reality is that could be something, a card on the table that if you need to deal. And like I said, the Saints understand, and reports are that they're going to be very patient with Kellen Moore's tenure, with him being here. And they know to say that is to say that they know the Saints going to stink. The Saints been stinking. But the thing is, the Saints been playing games in terms of notifying the Who Dat Nation that this is a rebuild that the Saints are actually going under, and the fact that will they play the contract square if this is a rebuild, which it is, because it can't be nothing else with 5 wins and 12 losses is a rebuild, then we need to just get rid of as many of these older players in their contracts as we possibly can and get this over with. Because if we can move the money around, we can hasten this thing. We can move this thing along faster. We just need some good decision making. That's all we need. We need some people with some good decision making here to force this along. And the Most High know it's not Mickey Loomis. We know it's not him, but we just need some good decision makers. All right, here's an article right here from Bleacher Report that basically was framed the NFL 2025 off-season trade guide for every NFL team. And basically, this is what it had to say about Derek Carr, speaking of trade, right? Now, listen, I'm not saying that this is going to be the thing but all indications is saying that the Saints are going to ride with Derek Carr for at least another year. I would be surprised if they did anything else. Mickey Loomis likes Derek Carr. And when you restructure a guy and then you got him here on that lecture with that big fat annual salary, I don't know how much truth it is to anybody else wanting Derek Carr as their quarterback. What's wrong with you? Unless you have a strong offensive line that can run the ball and put him into play action, I don't see why you would want to pay him $50 million. We knew why we did it because we had a rabid possum with no brains sitting on top of the team, who knew, he'll be the key to it. Yeah, no. We knew that guy was crazy. We knew Mickey Loomis crazy too. But at the end of the day, who would want Derek Carr? Unless somebody that's, he might have been something when he was with the Raiders, but God knows. And I ain't trying to talk bad about Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr, the person, but the quarterback, I got an issue with. I got listen. That's what I'm gonna do when I start talking about some of these players, because people don't know, they don't have the line, they don't delineate, they don't put a line on them and say, hey, you got the person, the player, and then you got the person, right? I'm gonna say no. Derek Carr, the person, is okay, but Derek Carr, the quarterback, I got a goddamn problem with that guy. I got a problem with that guy. Big time problem with that guy. No doubt about it, man. But anyway, this article says here that New Orleans Saints trade guide, they should move Derek Carr. This is what it says. The cap space $50.3 million. The Saints in the red. Biggest position of need: quarterback, edge rusher, and wide receiver. That's the beauty positions. Those are the diva positions. You're talking quarterback, edge rusher, wide receiver, diva positions, right? And the thing is, that's true. The Saints definitely need a quarterback of the future. If you don't think Spencer Rattler, I think Spencer Rattler could be that guy. If you protect Spencer Rattler, give him an offensive line so he can run the football and a tight end that he can throw to, I think you can have success with him. And it'll be a lot cheaper than keeping a guy that's costing you $40 million annually, north of 40. Let's just keep it true, all the way true. But, that's just me. Now, at the end of the day, we know Kellen Moore, based on the history of what we've seen with these other teams, we've seen that a lot of these other teams prefer these coaches, rather, when they come in, they prefer their own guy. Like the last couple offense coordinators, they drafted their own. We draft quarterbacks. This is the second straight. This is 2 years where we drafted quarterbacks. We drafted Jake Haener from Fresno State. That was because of Derek Carr, by the way. Did you guys realize that? That was Derek Carr, by the way, that was saying that. He was the one that was responsible for, wanting to put Derek Carr. Wanted Jake Haener to be the backup. Because Carr's from Fresno State and Jake Haener's from Fresno State. They said that. They said that Derek Carr had something to do with Jake Haener being the guy. I remember Derek Carr said that too. This is a year, 2 years ago when they drafted Jake Haener. He said when his time is here playing, Jake Haener can take it over. I don't want to laugh at nobody, man. But he said that, man. I'm sitting up here saying to myself, what?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
He said, hey, man, well, my time is up that Jake Haener can take it over. Oh, really? Man, Jake Haener ain't taking over nothing. Jake Haener ain't taking over shit. Jake Haener about to take over is mopping the floor. That's about to be out of here, man. He about to be out of here. What you talking about? Nah, ain't Jake Haener. No, Jake Haener got in there, man. He will forever be known, bro. Let me tell y'all something, man. No disrespect to Jake Haener, the person. There you go. See that there? Jake Haener, the person. But Jake Haener, the player, we can laugh at that dude all day, man. Hey, man, that's all I got to say, man. We can laugh at that dude all day, man. I'm going to be honest with you, because the thing, he will be forever known as the dude. He took them weird ass pictures with him styling and profile.
Oh, you be out there selling houses with big punch, son?
Yo, shout out the season, man. Shout out the season, man.
Yo, I saw the big punch. This nigga, what?
Oh, man. That's what he'll be known as. He got nothing going on the field. he gonna be forever known with them geeky weird ass photos that he did. Oh man, thanks Jake for that laugh, man. Appreciate you, man. Jake the player, man. I'm Jake the person. You all right, but Jake the player, thanks for that laugh, man. He'll be forever. That's all because it's Spencer. It's the Spencer Rattler show. Spencer Rattler beat him. Hey fam, he beat him in preseason. He beat him in preseason, and then came. They cheated for him. They cheated for him. They cheated for him on the back end to try to make him the quarterback over Spencer. And then Spencer, he put him in the game. Dumb Rizzy put him in the game. Over. He put him in the game. In the game. And the first half, it was terrible. Awful. They didn't do anything. They couldn't move the ball. They had zero presence. They yanked that kid out of there and put Spencer Rattler in the second half. Total different team. Zero pocket awareness, zero pocket presence. Now, y'all know I'm laughing because it's funny, man, because it is what it is. We got to get our jollies when we can because it's just crazy. The man he's going to be known as the guy that took them weird ass pictures. That'll be his legacy here as a Saints quarterback as he goes to the bottom leagues. He end up going to the CFL if that's still a thing, the arena league, the under arena league, whatever he got to go, he gonna go there and play quarterback. Hell, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sorry, fam. Let me get back to business here. All right, so anyway, this is what the article is saying here. Top trade assets, QB Derek Carr, the number 9 pick, and Tyrann Mathieu. Let's take a look at what they're saying. The Saints once again, find themselves in a deep salary cap hole to start the offseason. It's a part of the way they handle their finances, not they, it's Mickey Loomis. It's all Mickey, and it allows them to consistently spread more cash than other teams on a yearly basis, but it always means they routinely lose talented players every offseason. Let's just call it what it is. It is called kicking the can. That's what happened. And see, this is when kicking the can goes wrong, right? When kicking the can, when keeping it real goes wrong. When kicking the can goes wrong, this is what you get. If you're not drafting well, if you're not signing free agents that have an impact well, and you're kicking the can, this is what you get. This is kicking the can going wrong. That's what the hell it says, right? All right, so anyway, their financial situation could have given them a reason to take a hard look at trading away Derek Carr or Tyrann Mathieu. Both moves would be better suited to take place after June 1st. Trading away Derek Carr before that date would give them a $11.3 million in cap space, right? But that number soars to $40 million if the move is executed after June 1st. Trading Mathieu before June 1st would create a negligible cap savings, while moving him after June 1st would save $7.3 million, right? Source $40 million. So you go with Carr, 11.3 prior to June 1st or 40-something million after, right? This what makes it very interesting. But if Kellen Moore is as desperately sought after by Mickey Loomis as we're anticipating, because, it's late in the game and he has the leverage, does he then say, hey, man, listen, we need to do this to free up some space? Because that would really create the type of money that you would need. It will hit you somewhere else. But in terms of the team having something to deal with, it'll hasten whatever this rebuild is, right? Because we know it's a rebuild. You can't tell me it's nothing else. We got old ass people on the team, oldest team in the NFL, and the cellar of the NFC, South Carolina, Atlanta right now from a record standpoint is better and looking better from a futuristic standpoint. What else could you do but dump these old players? You gave them 4 years. Now, like I said, like a line of delineation, player versus person. I like DeMario Davis. I like Tyrann Mathieu. I like Cam Jordan. I like the Derek Carr as a person, but as a player, it's time to go. We done gave you all this money, and we had not seen. We didn't even sniff the playoffs. It's time to go. I mean, I'm a results driven person, and so are you guys. You want to see something that's headed in the right direction, not something about to fall off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? Both players that make it says both players that make more sense for the Saints if they are contenders. Derek Carr played well enough last season that he could be an interesting bridge option for another team. The Saints were 5-5 in the games that he started, and he logged a respectable 101.1 passer rate. However, it's pretty clear the Saints aren't contenders right now, and they might need to finally commit to a rebuild. Fam, they are in a rebuild. And let's say this about that Derek Carr thing. Let me dispouse or throw out some of this foolishness about that Derek Carr passer rating thing. Derek Carr checks that ball down at least 5 to 6 times a effing game. Come on. He checks it down, man. I studied the film on this guy since he's been in the building the last 2 years. People have nicknamed this guy Captain Checkdown. Now, listen, he does go and look around when they do make him look around. he tends to get stuck either on the left side or the right side of the field. He's very bad about that. It just sets me on fire when I see that happen. I'm like, how could you be a 11-year quarterback making $150 million and get stuck on either the left? You don't even go through your progressions every time you look when you hike the ball and go back to study on the defense. You getting stuck. They got high school quarterbacks and college quarterbacks that don't do that. They don't do that. They know better than not to get stuck, because that is the equivalent of you not looking at all of the options that you have. Like if you have 4 or 5 options on the table and you looking over there, you're only looking at 1 or 2. What about the rest of them? And that's why a lot of wide receivers were frustrated with Derek Carr. I don't know why they're mad at me. I don't know why. I'm so confused. Let me explain it. Because you are not progressing. They're running routes for nothing if you're not looking in a damn direction. What wide receiver gonna put all of his heart into running the toughest, meanest routes you can run and break it down, shake the other guy out of his shoes and then turn around and look, and he's looking, see the quarterback, he ain't looking at you. This is true. Now, like I said, Carr, the person, I like Carr. He's a cool dude, but the player, I got a problem. The man gets stuck too much on the same side. Is either he gets stuck left or he gets stuck right. I'm tired of watching film every Sunday, watching Derek Carr when he does play and when he's not hurt, getting stuck out there. Still stuck. And when you look, there's another guy on the opposite side of the field streaking down in one-on-one coverage with no safety support. Come on, man. Look at every damn thing when you're looking at the defense. That's all I'm saying. You're getting paid to. If I'm frustrated like this just watching film, I can only imagine what his teammates are like. Man, this effing guy, man, what's wrong with this guy? He don't look in a direction. I'm telling y'all know y'all see this. I'm like, man, dude, you going into you've been in the league how long? And I can't stand it. I can't stand that, man, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to progress. You're supposed to look at all of your options before you make a decision. That's what you're supposed to do. That guy, man, I am so sick of seeing that. I'm so sick of seeing. And then the thing that really flames me up is the fact that when you come out and he pretends like he don't see it on tape. We studied the film. You don't see yourself staring people down on the film, bro. You staring people down. How you don't see it? How you don't see it? I've studied the film. I just we got to work better. No. You have to work better. You the quarterback. He out there staring people down. Oh my goodness. Dude, we gotta work, but not you. You the problem. Anyway, man, let me keep it moving. That passer rate, he got a passer rating of 101. Yeah, he got a high passer rating of completion. He checked the effing ball down 5 to 6 times a game. Bro, y'all know, man, listen, Patreon, our YouTube members, we do the film study every damn week. You can't tell me nothing about this. Derek Carr checks that ball down at least 5 to 6 times a game. Oh, he a high passing rating quarterback. Yeah. Shit, if I check the ball down 7, 8 times a game, too, that's 7, 8 completions. Oh man, come on. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Put 100 in the chat if you know I'm telling the truth. Come on, man. Put 100 in the chat. Y'all know this the truth, man. This truth talk. All right. Shout out to KT. He says, will Kellen make Mickey Loomis trade back? Bro, listen. People have been telling me that. People been telling me, hey, Q, man, we need to trade. GM Kev, matter of fact, shout out to my brother GM Kev. He was saying, Q, we need to trade back. I'm like, man, listen, man. All I can say is this, man, about that. Is that, KT, you're right. It would make sense. But then again, it depends on what Kellen Moore wants, because he's the guy. Does he want the Saints to get active, to get up into the top 3, top 5, perhaps, and see if they can get a playmaker? Or are they going to be patient and kind of rear back here and take whoever falls for them? I have no idea of what and how aggressive Kellen Moore wants to be in the draft, or if he sees a player. I'm pretty sure he does see a player in the draft that he wants. Could he see one of these other guys like a Shador? You might not get Shador, but it's Cam. If Cam Ward's there, you know, do the Saints see, like, you know, this Kellen say, hey, man, we got to get one of them too. You see what I'm saying? And they get aggressive to try to see if they can move up and go snatch a quarterback. See, I have absolutely no idea what he wants in terms of what, but I know what he needs. I don't know what he wants, but I know what he needs. I know the Saints got a lot of problems with that offense. They got some issues, man, that they have to fix. But thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world. Stay cool, nobody gets hurt. Take the money out, all of it. Come on. Wasting my time now, come on. Stop stalling.
And this is the next thing here to hear, man, because that's a big part of the game moving forward, is whether or not, you know, what are Kellen Moore's needs. Now, the guy named out some pretty decent options in terms of what they need to do in terms of the edge rusher, all this kind of stuff, quarterback, edge rusher, and he says wide receiver. Ted McMillan, I don't think he's going to be there when the Saints draft. He's the number 1 wide receiver in that draft. He's phenomenal wide receiver. He would be awesome for the Saints. I don't know if he'll be there at 9. Do the Saints want to go get him? If they had, Kellen Moore had reservations about the future of the quarterback position. Could there be a quarterback that he sees as a guy that he can see working with the Saints via trade? Is there one in the NFL right now that Kellen Moore says, I would like to have that guy, and he wants to trade for him? We like Spencer, but maybe Kellen Moore doesn't. Maybe he sees somebody that's further along right now. Maybe the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions. Maybe it's somebody else, you know, that's out there that he likes, that he like, man, let's see if we can get one of those guys and bring them here. I have absolutely no idea, but we're going to have fun waiting to see how it all plays, right? All right. So anyway, let's finish this up here. Top trade targets, draft picks, edge David Ojabo, and defensive lineman Mozzie Smith. That's the guy from the Dallas Cowboys. Saints are in a spot where it will be difficult to actually improve their roster with a trade right now. Their best bet is to do that would be taking a swing on a disappointing player in their rookie contract. Players like David Ojabo and Mozzie Smith haven't lived up to expectations that come with their draft slot. However, they still have a high ceiling. It could wind up helping a team like the Saints. The most realistic trade options are ones like Marshawn Lattimore trade executed with the Commanders. It's hard to watch a talented player leave, but they have 2 additional picks in this year's draft. Because of it, they are much more likely to pull off another trade like that than actually add a player via trade. Well, I'm not for Mozzie Smith. I like Mozzie Smith making a call last time around, but I don't. Mozzie Smith has been a failure up there with Dallas. I don't. There are other players that you can reach to if that is indeed the philosophy. I don't know if that's what the Saints are going to do. I know there was reports indicating that Chase Young wants to come back to the Saints, and we know that when they didn't trade him, the Saints had every uh, intention to bring Chase Young back. But the rest of some of our guys, like Paulson Adebo and all these other guys that we really like, you might end up losing a few of these guys. What if Chase wants to come back here and somebody says, hey man, Chase, man, we're gonna pay you this and pay you, and they could pay more than the Saints, because the reality is all Chase Young had to do was prove to the rest of the NFL that he could stay healthy. Well, guess what? Chase Young did stay healthy. He did stay healthy. So as a result, he stayed healthy. Maybe that's enough. Paulson Adebo is going to be healthy when he gets there, and maybe he's another guy. So every guy that we lose, we're going to have to replace him, and more than likely we'll have to do it through the draft, because the Saints more than likely not going to be working with a lot of money, so they can't be superly active in the free agent cycle, depending on the moves that they make. Now, if this Carr thing and all that, depending on how they progress going there, that there could be a situation. Well, this is the year, if that is indeed the case, that you should do it with a new guy coming in. Would it be what's the contract gonna look like? A 4 to 5 year deal? We don't know. Remember last time they did that with Dennis Allen, they gave him a contract and didn't want to tell you how much they paid him. Didn't want to tell you how much they was paying him. They was like, it was saying it's a 4 or 5 year deal. They didn't even know exactly what it was. Saints said that they signed him and didn't want to share the particulars of the contract. Now, I was telling you, if it was an average NFL contract, then why would you need to keep it secret? But the Saints keep a lot of shit secret. We're going to get there in a moment. But anyway, KT says Savion Williams would be like A.J. Brown, Taysom Hill. Thank you, KT. Shout out for that, brother.
Say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world. Nobody gets hurt.
That's big time, bro.
All of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on.
And this is the whole part about what we got going on with Savion Williams, man. I talked about Savion Williams before. His stock is going up. Savion Williams is a pretty damn good wide receiver. He ain't Ted McMillan, but he's still a guy with a lot of high side, a lot of promise, man. Savion Williams is a guy that people need to pay attention to, man. Like I said, we did the breakdown on Savion Williams on the Patreon wide receiver breakdown. Hypothetical trade, we'll love to see Derek Carr for a 2025 fourth round pick and 2026 conditional pick. This one comes from Bleacher Report's Gary Davenport, in a recent piece he did on trades that would reshape the league in 2025. As Davenport noted, Carr has no trade clause and has already noted he's not interested in taking a pay cut. However, the lure of playing for a winning franchise like the Steelers could be enough to get him to waive his no trade clause. So I thought the guy said he didn't have one. He has a no trade. Okay, he has a no trade clause. Okay, there you go. Okay, I misread that. I'm about to say, hold on here. He got a trade clause. So he says he playing for the Steelers might get him to waive his no trade clause. I mean, the Saints gave Derek Carr all of the leverage. Gave him a blank check. Gave him all of the leverage. Gave him everything. I'm like, how stupid are these people? That Mickey Loomis is a world grade clown. Gave this dude. What if the guy bombed? Oh, I know. He would never bomb. We know what we're doing. We're professionals. Why the hell would I take advice from you guys? Why indeed? Just for this situation. And see, these people, just remember this. These flipping people were dead wrong on all this stuff. Come on, don't y'all forget this. I ain't letting them make it, man. These people were dead wrong on all of this stuff. Dead wrong. Dead wrong, sitting up here with his chest sticking out, look like he need a bra, all this stuff going on, and he talking all sporty and egotistically and elitist. Doing all this, talking all this kind of way. And then next thing you know, he turn around and everything is wrong. How is everything wrong? Everything is wrong. We're going to contend. We're going to contend. We're contend in the trash can. Everything they said was a lie. It was a lie. It was all wrong. It was wrong. And we were saying, man, hey, man, you need to do this. You need to do that. No, you are validated because we were spitting on this the whole way saying, man, this is terrible. What are you doing? What is that? What is this? Oh, you hating? Well, I'm hating in the team failing. It failed. And it just didn't happen out of the blue. They failed because they were incompetent. That's why they failed. Oh, no, I know. It was injuries. See, I shouldn't have banner behind you, Derek. We failed because we didn't fail. Now, the way I look at it is, I didn't fail. They just wanted somebody else. That's his best friend Dennis Allen told him. Doc 54 says Chase staying healthy was his medical staff should get him paid. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Say thank you.
Chase gonna get paid, bro.
Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
I'm telling you, man. Chase Young, bro.
Wasting my time now. Come on. Stop stalling.
Shout out to brother Reg, man. Doc 54, appreciate the super chat, man. Indeed, Chase Young got paid, and he will get paid because that was the thing. The thing was he could not stay healthy. He stayed healthy. He gonna collect a payday, whether it's from the Saints or somebody else. We gonna see who it is. All right. So anyway, that's the article right there. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's move into the next article right here. And this one here from Seattle Sports, man. And it shows you that Seattle's hiring new O-line coach and QB coach. Y'all want to take a stab at who it is? Oh, dude. Man, they keep the beat. They keep the beat going, man. Y'all want to take a stab at who the new offensive line and QB coach are for the Seattle's club? Y'all want to take a stab at it? Before I tell y'all, I want y'all to tell me who you guys think it is. Y'all probably already heard it already. Shit. All right. So anyway, here it is, man. Seattle, the new Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, is reportedly bringing two of his assistants to the Pacific Northwest. The Seahawks are hiring John Benton. That's right, John Benton as their offensive line coach. And who's the QB coach? Is Andrew Janoku. Oh, yes. As the quarterbacks coach, the same positions they held with the Saints. Exactly the same. I wonder how Seattle's offense is going to look, by the way. I hope it looks better than what ours did. Maybe it may look the way it did after weeks 3 on back. Especially if we have to match up against Seattle, we got to play the Seattle Sea Chickens. Let them have the weeks 3 on back and not the weeks 1 and 2. Boy, he started out with a bang and then fizzled. Boy, you want to talk about fizzling away. Well, John Benton, that's right. He follows Clint Kubiak, keeps his boys employed. I got to give it to him. They're going out there and joining up with Seattle. So he'll be the offensive coordinator. Janoku will be the QB's coach, and John Benton will be the offensive line coach. So that's pretty good. And the running backs coach, Coach Foster, he is now going to be the Dallas Cowboys running backs coach. So there you go on that, man. So he'll be going out there. So it's bro, I tell you, man. Hey, listen, fam. Y'all remember what it was? Because I look when they hire these guys, I always go back and listen to prior interviews. I listen to Kubiak, I listen to Janoku and Benton. Philosophy-wise, they had it. They just could not execute and put it on the field. That's what makes it a little different. Because if you have a good philosophy, that's one thing. Talking it is one thing, and being about it and walking to action, doing it is a whole nother thing. If you can match the two together, you'll have some success. If what you're saying and your walk of life is the same, you're gonna match up and have a lot of success in the world. A lot of times people get gappled up and hammed up because one don't match the other. So In the end, we'll see, man. Success to Seattle, man. And I hope they put, yeah, listen, Seattle people, y'all make sure y'all put y'all foot on these people, man. Don't let them sit up here with that BS because let me give y'all a heads up on Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak, you better keep your starters as healthy as you possibly can. And you probably will because you got a better health staff than we have. You know, people, they so crazy, they blaming it on the water down here. They blame it on the water. It must be something in the water. No, it ain't nothing going on in the water, dummy. It ain't nothing in the water. They'll blame space aliens and shit. That after that, the water's got to be aliens down. No, it ain't nothing that. It's none of that. It's bad decision makings on who your medical staff is. If you see you having injuries all over the place, change your medical staff, knucklehead. Change them out. Not the Saints. The Saints read up with these people recently, and both the Pelicans and Saints are having injuries all over the place, and they don't know what to do. First place you look is the health staff. Only thing Mickey Loomis have to turn his empty ass head around, look at that banner he was sitting in front of, and see Oshner on and say, "Oh, hold on now. I think I figured it out. The problem is, hold on now. I played detective. I found out the answer." What's the answer, Mickey? Oh, hold on now, then. Hold on. It's the Oshner. And hold on. Shh. It's Oshner. You know, like John was, don't tell nobody. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's Oshner. That's the problem. Get rid of them people, man. Oh, my bad. They can't because your team president is the director on the Oshner Health Board. So they tied into him. I was like, oh, golly. See, you know, but anyway, for my Seattle folk out there, yeah, Q, what kind of dude this is? Y'all probably know a little bit about him from the San Francisco time, but listen, let me tell you what he did for offensive coordinator. He had complete control of the Saints' entire offensive room. He had complete control. Dennis Allen left him complete control, and Rizzi did the same damn thing. And he cannot coach unless he has his starters. And guys that are really good, he overutilizes them, and he does not use his backups in the completion or totality to help out the team overall. And his adjustment ability is bad too. After weeks 1 and 2, when the NFL put the game plan on how to stop his offense, he looked mediocre and toe up for the rest of the season. He had spot success for the rest of the season, and they blame it on the players. Oh, well, he didn't have his starters. So you have to have all your starters to win? Is that what we're doing? So I'll tell you, Seattle folks, something. If you want to win, you make sure you have all your players healthy and keep them. He can win when you got healthy players. But when he have to make an adjustment, he's going to fail. He don't have it. He don't have it. Until he finds out how to do that, he's going to continue to fail. That's the thing. That's the key critique that I have for you, Clint Kubiak. You have shitty adjustment abilities, and you over rely on very talented players to a fault. And then when they get hurt, you don't know how to adjust and utilize the other players that you picked for your offense, whether they're starters or backups. You don't have no idea what you're doing with that. That's a problem. And when you talk about accountability, their accountability went from 100 to damn near nothing because they were not holding these players accountable when the season, whether they were starters or backups, the accountability went to crap in the handbasket as the season fell apart. That's the critique I got for you guys in terms of who Clint Kubiak is. Now, you're going to see for yourself when you get them up there in Genoka. They're going to say the same stuff they said to us down here, and I'm warning y'all firsthand to make sure you keep them guys accountable up there. Because John Benton took over the offensive line. He looked good at first, but he had no stand power. That offensive line, he could not keep those guys on code. Most of them guys didn't know what they was doing, and it wasn't just one guy. It was groups of guys not even know where they were going to block, and these guys practicing multiple times a week. That's film work, and that's me doing my breakdown on who Genoku is and who this Benton dude is and who that Clint Kubiak character is. I haven't said PBQ make him a head coach. I was like, no, hell no. That dude has not figured it out yet, man. If you're talking about what Kellen Moore is versus what Clint Kubiak is, man, that's name only. He got it because of his people. You know, I'm just keeping it all the way real. He got a lot to learn. He got some good stuff about it, but dude, if you can only coach with your guys healthy, bro, you ain't gonna make it in a league like that. You're going to keep shifting your ass all the way around like that. Wherever the wind blow you, that's where you'll find him. And he bring all his boys with him. All right. So anyway, man, let's move on to something else right here. I wanted to kind of touch on this, man. This is an article right here as we talk about as we get a little deeper into the stream. This is something we covered some time ago when it broke out about the Saints clergy abuse email scam or scandal, rather. Freudian slip. But here is some of the names. This is from The Guardian. This is one of the big newspaper that was covering it and talking about what's going on with the Saints. What the hell happened there? Saints didn't say they had any culpability or whatever it was. Remember, calling them. I'll play a little video here that's about 8 minutes in a moment just to give you guys more insight from an article that shout out to WWL. They actually did a pretty decent report, a video report on this one I'm going to share with you guys. But let's just touch on some of the details just to refresh yourselves. Well, what happened with the Saints clergy abuse email scandal. Efforts to shape a narrative pulled in on targeted government officials, local media figures, crisis communications emails show up how NFL Saints and the NBA's Pelicans helped New Orleans church spin abuse scandal. What Saints and church officials said and what their emails say. The Saints clergy abuse emails, 5 takeaways from our investigation. Number of locally influential civic figures and organizations all are involved in emails showing how to top officials at the NFL Saints and NBA Pelicans closely coordinated with the New Orleans Roman Catholic Church in a campaign to soften media coverage of decades-old clergy abuse scandal in their city. Now, listen, I know I got some Catholic people that listen to the stream and understand this. There's demons in every organization, whether it's the church, the Catholic Church, the Baptist Church, the Protestant Church, the mosque, or the synagogue, wherever you go, they got demons sitting in there. That's where they run to. And they run into positions of power. Y'all know this. It is up to the good people to find out who they are and to pull them on down and put them where they belong. An evil person ain't going to stop itself. That's what you there for. That's game. That's 100% real deal. So this ain't a mark on that. You understand, knowing who you are and what you are, you know that. So the Saints and Pelicans, as well as the church, fought in court to keep the emails hidden from the public. One of the primary justifications cited in favor of keeping emails confidential was to protect the identities of the victims. The victims were out front of the Saints facility, several of them with signs. Y'all remember this because I showed pictures of it, protesting the Saints. They were out front of the airline facility. Y'all remember this? They had media coverage and all that. Yet none of more than 700 pages of emails reviewed by the Guardian and reporting partner WWL Louisiana named any such victims. So the victims wasn't there they was talking about. It was just a lie. A little one, right? U.S. District Judge Jay Zaney, like the Saints and Pelicans owner, Gail Benson. Jay Zaney is a devout Catholic. He has been a judge at New Orleans Federal Courthouse since 2002. He once publicly said he had a chance encounter with the New Orleans Archbishop Gregory Amand after a series of scandals locally and nationally revived the worldwide Catholic Church clergy abuse scandal. And during that encounter, he suggested to Amon, or whatever his name is, that Greg Bensel, the vice president of communication for Benson's 2 professional sports franchises, could help him navigate his message about the scandal. Based on the emails and the timestamps from them, Zaney would have to make the entreaty offline before one particular July 2018 newspaper article that was problematic for Amon was published or very shortly thereafter. The emails established that Bensel in July of 2018 asked Benson to tell Amon that Iman, or however you pronounce this dude's name, that Benson wanted to offer crisis communication help to New Orleans Archdiocese. Over the next year, Bensel communicated with this guy, others at the Archdiocese, and outside allies with the evident goal of easing critical news media coverage and scrutiny of both the church and its leader. What that means is what Bensel was trying to do is do something called damage control. And that's when they tried to mitigate how much harm that the person or the entity would take in that news cycle. Damn, they want to try to control the flow of it, to minimize as much damage as they possibly can. Now, how would he go about doing that? Well, let's let's take a look at it. All right, so among the recipients of some of those communications was Zaney, who has publicly described himself as friends with Bensel. Once he said he even met with Bensel and Amand about the clergy abuse scandal at one point. Zaney in one email credited Bensel for providing, quote, wonderful advice, end quote. He wrote of Amand, the Archbishop's scrutiny sincerity was with what he says, the arch sincerity will open the minds and hearts. And in a separate message, he wrote, by this example and leadership, Archbishop Amand, our shepherd, will continue to lead our church in the right direction, helping us to learn and rebuild from mistakes of the past. Now, listen, let me tell you something. We have a problem in a lot of these organizations with some of these people, you know, that's in these places. Happen in the black church all the time. There's several people you can name right now. If you Baptist or Church of God in Christ or whatever the case may be, you can name somebody right now that you heard from in scandals from the past that was tied into something that was reckless and ungodly, but they sitting in that position. Some of them guys, after they was caught, they went back to the prior position where they at, and the people sitting up in the church didn't rip them down out of there. When you see that happen, you pull them people down out of there, man. You get them out of there. If you allow them people to stay in there, they destroy whatever what you would consider holy, or what you would consider a church. Most people consider their church a place of peace, a place of the word escapes me right now, but y'all know what I'm saying. It's a holy place. You know, it's a sacred. That's the word, sacred. It's a sacred place. Many people believe the house of worship is sacred. Well, it ain't sacred anymore if a demon's sitting on top of it, man. It's turned into something else. People got to wake up and face this stuff. That's the only way we're going to get this right, fam. You know, so it happens. So anyway, the archdiocese would later file for bankruptcy protection as it grappled with a wave of clergy abuse lawsuits seeking civil damages for survivors. Zaney, he had so many people suing these people that he had to file bankruptcy. Zaney was among several judges who rescued themselves from presiding over any cases that would directly affect bankruptcy. But at one point, Zaney did rule in case involving a Catholic religious order that 2021 Louisiana law enabled clergy abuse survivors to seek damages over decades-old child molestation was unconstitutional. Zaney ruling was widely interpreted as potentially a decisive, if indirect, win for the archdiocese, which hoped the judge's decision would let it settle abuse claims tied up in bankruptcy case for less money than otherwise. But the state Supreme Court later upheld the law that Zaney struck down, in effect negating his rule. He tried. This is a damn judge. According to the court, the information from the dockets that's sitting up there trying to help them in miss wrongs and in this type of stuff. See, it's you got one or more people operating, these people operating with power and money in these positions, in these places, operating and spinning things in favor of each other. And when it comes to light, you got to rip these people down. And don't forget you got to keep an eye out on stuff like this. It's terrible. He was nominated for his federal judgeship under Bush presidency, and the U.S. Senate confirmed him in the post in 2002. Like Lauscher and Bensel, he is also an alum of New Orleans Jesuit High School. Wow. Jesuit High School. Y'all know what I'm talking about here. All right, so he furthermore has served on the governing board of New Orleans Archdiocese run college that educates prospective priests. So he served, this man all clicked in. This is another judge. Now, I ain't going to read up all of it, but these are some of the people that was tied to it. U.S. District Judge Wendy Vitter was a general counsel of the Archdiocese of New Orleans. She also was the wife of former Republican U.S. Senator David Vitter. I remember him, and been nominated to serve as a judge at the city's federal courthouse by Trump in his first presidency. And that's more of the same. One of the times Vitter emailed Benson was to share her excitement about Saints' victory in Baltimore less than 2 weeks before he helped the Archdiocese publish a list of credibly accused clergy abusers who had worked locally What a game, she wrote to Bensel, who had traveled to the game as a part of the Saints' duties. Congratulations. Amazing win, was fun, cold and windy too, Bensel replied. An email from Bensel to Vitter, the woman judge, says a little more than a month after the list came out, she said he was glad that she had her husband had been able to attend a recent Saints game with their family. An email, Bensel also asked her what the aftermath of the list release had been like from her perspective. I have not wanted to bother the archbishop, but was curious. How has the reaction been relative to lawsuits or any other issues that we fear may arise? Bensel wrote. It seems as though it has been fairly quiet, she told him. It is not clear if Vitter replied, but the number of additional civil lawsuits prompted by the list marketed as a gesture of constriction and transparency drove the church into bankruptcy. The church had not managed to resolve the bankruptcy successfully at the time of the publication of the report. If the church had ever managed to do that, the case could cost the church hundreds of millions of dollars in payments to clergy abuse victims. So they do all this dumb, dirty crap, and then they don't want to hold restitution to the people. Then there are other people involved. Remember former New Orleans District Attorney Leon Cannizzaro? Remember him? He was tied. Cannizzaro has consistently denied such a conversation took place when asked by WWL in 2020 if he had any input on the contents of the church credibly accused list. He said no. Through an email that he said that year from a spokesperson, Cannizzaro said to an Associated Press reporter he was not consulted about the composition of the Archdiocese's credibly accused list, nor did he or anyone from his office have input in its assembly. This is the district attorney of New Orleans, not knowing about he didn't know. The DA, just they do what they do. And then, of course, you heard Newell Norman. Remember former Jefferson Parish Sheriff Newell Norman? He's tied to this thing. So these ain't just a bunch of people mopping floors and all this kind of stuff. Newspaper owners are tied. So it's just some of people with a little power and influence that was tied to this thing. Very interesting, is it? You know what's also very interesting? This. Roger Goodell was asked about this. NFL commissioner says he's confident Saints are only playing supportive role in church scandal. What? Westbrook, what did he say?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Planning us. Bro, that's a crime. What are you talking about? Supportive role. No. No, you idiot, you. Look at this. Monday morning saw New Orleans Saints come under fire. Several publications, which included the Associated Press, the New York Times, the Guardian, put out news stories regarding the 2020 sex scandal involving members of the clergy. There were leaked emails that displayed Saints PR assistants to the Archdiocese. We talked about this before. During the Super Bowl press conference on Monday afternoon, Commissioner Goodell was asked about the story that broke, and he said, Mrs. Benson and the Saints are very involved in this community, and they are great corporate citizens. So Mrs. Benson takes all their matters seriously. I am confident that they're playing nothing more than a supportive role to be transparent, and Gail was she said she was sitting 10 feet away from him at the time. And guess what? We're not anticipating nothing to come from this, because this is what Matt Perez, who works for NOLA, said. Roger Goodell indicated that NFL does not plan to launch an investigation into the Saints helping the Catholic Church amid abuse crises. I'm confident they're playing nothing more than a supportive role. And you would think at times, like all of the crap and garbage that goes along with the Super Bowl and these games when they come to town, with all of the other stuff that happens, y'all know what I'm talking about. All the other stuff that happens around the Super Bowl, all that mischievous stuff follows the Super Bowl, and they don't know how to stop it. With this type of lax nonsense, well, you hear something like that, you damn well you better. And this some bitch launch investigations into some of the smallest stuff. I remember when your boy David Onyemata got a box of something through the mail, some smoke through the mail, right? And Goodell and them was all on it, investigating. Remember when the police arrested him, and they didn't charge him with anything. He just had to do like a little course or whatever it was, and then they let him go. and the NFL still suspended him for a game for that. And the man didn't even, it was whatever little smoke he was doing that, man, he didn't even touch the stuff. But he got all in that. But you mean to tell me something as huge as this, and we ain't gonna touch it? What do you mean? This is an NFL owner, and this is very credible. Yeah, well, we ain't gonna let you know. They just credible corporate. They bringing in the money. Man, these people are wretched, man. I'll tell you one thing. Anyway, we're going to finish with this. Listen to this, man. Y'all put one in the chat if y'all hear. This is from WWL. They reported about 8 minutes.
Access to the emails 5 years ago. Since 2020, the New Orleans Saints have minimized their involvement in helping Archbishop Gregory Amond deal with the church's clergy abuse crisis. After attorneys for molestation survivors said they'd seen emails showing the Saints played a major role in helping the church tamp down the crisis, Saints owner Gail Benson put out a statement saying Team Vice President Greg Bensel only helped the Archbishop with PR while he released a list of 57 clergy credibly accused of molestation.
Greg Bensel was in the room when we interviewed Archbishop Gregory Amond about the list.
For 5 years, Benson and the Saints insisted Bensel's advice to Amond was simple: be completely transparent. They denied ever trying to downplay the abuse crisis or that they influenced which priests and deacons' names should be kept off the list of suspected child molesters. And for 5 years, all we had was their word, as Benson's two sports franchises, the Saints and Pelicans, fought in court to keep their communications with the church under wraps.
Why on earth is Mrs. Benson employing 8 attorneys to represent her and the organization to keep these documents secret? If
We
you
know
don't have
why.
anything to hide, then why are you fighting this in court?
8
But now
attorneys.
we and our partners at The Guardian, along with 2 reporters at the Associated Press and New York Times, have obtained copies of those emails. In one email sent the day Amond released the list, Bensel described a conversation with the New Orleans district attorney at the time, Leon Canizero. Bensel wrote to the Saints team president, quote, had a conference call with Leon Canizero last night that allowed
you ain't
us
talk
to
to him.
take certain people off the list.
See, and see, I thought he ain't talked to him. He just said, just lying dogs, man. Liars. But what else do demons do? They lie. Lie about it all. 8 attorneys to try to keep this information out about what these people are doing. Absolutely ridiculous.
That's not what Benson claimed in her statement in February 2020, when she said, quote, no one associated with our organizations made recommendations or had input on the individual names of those disclosed on the list. In a statement through their lawyer this weekend, the Saints doubled down on that and added that Bensel didn't actually participate in the conversation with Canizero, but had only heard about a conversation between Canizero and a church employee. For his part, Canizero told me in 2020 he didn't have any input on the contents of the list either.
Were you ever approached about the list that the Archdiocese put out in November 2018 for any kind of input on who should be included?
No, we simply requested information from them. We requested documents from them, and they provided us documents of people that they believe were responsible for abuse.
This weekend, Canizero told us, quote, I was not on any conference call with anybody from the Saints about this. We asked him about this phone message showing he had talked with Amond in the days leading up to the release of the list and seeking a follow-up conversation with him. The former DA said if he did speak with the Archbishop, it was about prosecuting cases, not about taking any names off the list.
Just lie.
The emails also reveal more about how the Saints got involved in the first place.
That's it.
In July 2018, current AP reporter Jim Mustian wrote this story in the New Orleans Advocate. It questioned why George Brignac, a disgraced former deacon accused of molesting dozens of children, was still allowed to read scripture in church. Bensel wrote an email saying he was with the Archbishop on Gail Benson's boat when the story came out, and Amond was, quote, very troubled. That same day, Bensel sent the article to Benson with this complaint: the issues that the Archbishop has to deal with that never involve him. The Saints VP told the team owner he wanted to help Amond with, quote, crisis communications.
Damage control.
She responded by saying she would pass along the offer and added, quote, I am certain he will appreciate it. The Saints said through their attorney that it was federal judge Jay Zaney who suggested Bensel help the church with the media. The Saints have always emphasized that Bensel was helping Amon in the weeks leading up to the release of the clergy abuse list on November 2nd, 2018. But our partner Ramon Vargas and I reviewed the emails and found Bensel spent nearly a year helping Amon get the most positive media coverage.
Goal coverage is definitely one element of it. The other one was also like, don't look too closely at the content of the list.
Well, there's this one email, right, from October 2018.
Yes. I'll read this line where casting a critical eye on him, referring to the Archbishop, is neither beneficial nor right.
And he's saying Archbishop Amon's going to be releasing this list in a couple of weeks or the next few weeks, and don't question him about how he handles it. But the advocate...
It's just, you hear that Bensel? He's still working there. He's still there. It's not fair. It's not fair to put a critical eye on this guy with all he was doing, all the cutting up he was doing. That guy should be in jail, man. These people are just these people are the worst, man.
Published an article about which alleged pedophile priest might be on the list. It asked abuse survivors to share their stories, and Amon wrote a letter blasting the paper. Vargas was a reporter at The Advocate at the time.
And I remember that was taken down many years later, right? At this juncture, I'm reviewing the emails, along your side, and I find out that that was really after the Archbishop had expressed anger or frustration with the paper's decision to having done that.
And in this,
absolutely amazing that a pine scum piece of garbage like that would have the unmitigated gall to get upset that he's being exposed for the horrible junk that he was doing. We got a problem, family. We got a big problem. We got a huge problem as a people, man. When scum like this can sit up there and talk as emboldened like that about all that wrongdoing, the terrible stuff that this man did to other people, and be mad at exposure. We got a problem here. We done set up here and let these people take possession of some of the most sacred institutions that we built up. Then people done came along and done got up there in that position. Look what they're doing. And we sitting there listening to them. We got a problem here, family. We got a big problem. This cannot stand, man. We have to change all this around. That's why I'll always be advocating for people to, man, listen, man, if you know something that is unrighteous is going on, speak up and have these people taken down. I don't care if it's in your house or whatever's going on. This has to stop. This is crazy, man. This guy mad at other people. And then he got people, I ain't talking about janitors or nothing like that. These people, one of these people was these are attorneys and judges and people sitting up here worth hundreds, millions of dollars, sitting up here covering for each other. Can y'all believe this crap?
This email, the Saints communications VP cheered Amon on.
Look at this.
This is a great response. The emails between Bensel.
Oh, he said this dude here. See, and this is the problem. Bensel should be fired. Greg Bensel is sitting up there right now with the Saints and Pelicans. I was calling for him to be fired when this broke, and they set up there and protected him. Bensel should be fired. He should be fired, and Gail needs to be investigated what was going on with the connection there. We all know this has been going on for a long time. Now, I know for a fact that a lot of these people, when they get too many charges on them, they run back over there to where they come from. They run back over there and hide out over there where you can when they escape persecution from the law. They run over there and hide up there, and you know what? In over there in the little city they got over there. A lot of this has to stop, fam. Enough of this, man. Enough of this crap, this garbage, man.
And the church didn't stop until 2019, July 2019.
At this point, like we're past the list, and it's still sort of kind of like, let's continue to drive home how great of a leader the Archbishop has been through this well after the list is.
Bensel's extra work for the church dragged on for so long, he even complained in an email to his ex-wife in June 2019, writing, "I don't get paid enough," helping the Archbishop prep for his 9 a.m. meeting. Bensel sent dozens of emails to Benson, Saints and Pelicans President Dennis Lauscha,
look at this,
federal judge Jay Zaney, and a future federal judge, the Archdiocese General Counsel Wendy Vitter. asking for their input on how to get favorable.
Look at this list. You got a billionaire here. You got Dennis Lauscher, who works for her. He sits on the board of Ochsner. You got Zaney and Witter. These are judges. And they ain't talking about the rest of the people. These just the ones that got caught up on the email. You think it just stops with these people? But look at the circle. How these people, you think she operates by herself? Man, listen, man. Man.
Favorable coverage for Eamon and the church. That's particularly troublesome for Zaney.
And he did recuse himself from anything directly involving the archdiocese, but then there was a case involving a Catholic religious order, right?
He went on to rule that a 2021 state law allowing child molestation victims to file lawsuits decades after the abuse occurred was unconstitutional. The state Supreme Court later overruled Zaney over the church's objections.
Does that create an ethical problem for him?
I think that it's certainly a question that I know that we posed to him, and I think it's a fair one to ask.
Unbelievable. We just read that in the article. So the guy does the dirt. They do the dirty shit. Cause see, listen, if you got somebody operating like that, me personally, I don't hang around people like that. Me, I beat the shit out of you and then turn you in. But that's just me. But a lot of these people don't operate like that. They don't operate like that. A lot of them, if they're protecting these type of people and they know what they're doing and they're cool with doing that, what are you doing? What are you doing? Birds of a feather flock together. This is ridiculous. I have to commend WWL for putting this out because I know they was pressured not to. I know they was probably pressured not to.
Judge Zaney declined to comment for this story. Now, after the Saints insisted for years that Bensel was only helping with the release of the list, the Archdiocese acknowledged Bensel, quote, assisted the Archbishop over a series of months in 2018 and 2019 with media relations. But the church says neither he nor any person affiliated with the Saints organization played any role in compiling the list, end quote. The Saints and Archdiocese said Bensel was never compensated for his work helping the church. You can read much more about the emails and the Saints' involvement
We got something out of it.
WWLTV.com and TheGuardian.com.
We just covered a lot of it, fam. Y'all can, that article that I put up on screen, I was reading bits and pieces of it. He sources some of the information from that article. But this is, listen, man, this is the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans connected doing this. The moment you realize something wrong was going on, you go and you rectify the situation. This was horrible. This is horrible. And I said it then. And credit to all of these people. See, where you at, Demario? Let's see what Demario Davis got to say about this. Demario, you the spiritual leader of the New Orleans Saints football team. What you think about this? Look what your employer up here doing. Where you at? Where you at? Come talk to us about your employer and what they got going on, brother. I'll open up the damn line for you. Come talk to us and tell us what you think about this. Huh? What do you think about this? This is ridiculous, man. Greg Bensel should be fired for this, and a lot more should happen to him. That idiot Goodell says he's not going to even investigate this, man. This is horrible, family. This is horrible. This is horrible, man. They only get away with it being people are victims, and people don't understand what's really going on in this country, especially with all these children missing and all this kind of stuff. And we sit up here blind as a sumbitch while these people run and tear up everything. We don't give a damn. We don't care unless it hit our families. That's the point. We don't care. Oh, that's good. That's on their side of the fence. We ain't worrying about their house. That's house that burned down up the street. We ain't worrying about it till our house burned down. That's what kind of crap we got going on here as a people. This is unfathomable and ridiculous. That this Bensel idiot should have been ripped down and should have been fired, and he's still working for them people right now, talking about he ain't got paid. Y'all believe that? He did all of that stuff and he ain't get no money from it. He got something out of it. All that going on. And didn't Gail just go over there and she kissing on them people, ringing, doing all that? Where they at to fix all of this? Turn these people over to the police and put them up in the jail. And I'm pretty sure them brothers in there know what to get to going. Turn them over to the people. They committed crimes, man. They need to go to jail. And this bastard sitting up here protecting the name of him, and so that he don't get no bad press, and he up here doing all of this stuff. These demons, man. Well, you know what I could say, fam? I hadn't heard none of these other people's teams tied up to no bullshit like this, man. That's offensive to me to even much hear that kind of stuff. And you know what? I can't be mad at a funky demon for being a demon, but for good people, we can't let that stand, fam. We can't let this stand. We can't let these people play games like this, man. And it's time. Time is up for that. Demon ain't gonna. A demon is not going to stop himself. And many times it's a cry for help. So sometimes you got to give them the help that he needs or that it needs. They can't stop themselves. They have no governor. Evil doesn't have any governor. They can't stop it. They can't stop themselves. That's the possession. That's the thing about what a lot of these medical people, sometimes they just don't think that. Is there any medical terms or terminology for a possessed person, a demonic entity possessed? Because that's what it is. Do we have any medical term for possession, for demonic possession? I don't know if one exists. I guess they just call them and tell them they're crazy and they need a pill or something. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, man, this is horrible. This is this trash stuff, man. And that bastard Benzel sitting up there on that team right now, he should be fired, man. I called for him to be fired when this broke, and he's still working up there, being protected. That's how demons do. They bond together and protect each other. Enough of this. Enough of this, man. We got to stop these people, man. They need to be stopped. They need to be stopped. They need to be stopped, man. Red Eye, shout out. Thank you, brother. He says, Eric Bieniemy, why was he never considered? They talked to him for like 8 hours, 9 hours the last time, bro. I know he took a running back's job for the Bears, I want to think. But who knows, bro? Thank you for that. Appreciate you.
Say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Appreciate you, brother. Red Eye. M. Dot says, I love my state of Louisiana. I love home, but damn, we got some crooked, nasty, filthy corruption deeply rooted, and it's a shame. You're absolutely right, man. This is pitiful, man. I covered some of this early on, but with this, they come out and they were lying the whole time. I was saying it. I said it when we did the original part of it. Didn't make no sense. You know when they lying. You know when they lying. And shout out to WWL, the reporters, for covering this. Shout out to a few of the Saints reporters that talked about this. Some people stay away from it because they don't want it to blemish the look the Saints have, like they looking at you're gonna cover this, huh? I appreciate them, John Sigler and Nick Underhill. I seen tweets from them covering this, especially shout out to John Sigler. John Sigler's a real one, man. Sigler's a real one. He was pissed off about this, just like I am, man. This is horrible, man. I don't care if these people run a goddamn football team or basketball team. If they're involved in shit like this, they need to be taken down. All the way down. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you for that, man.
Say thank you very
I don't put my Saints love
Picking me
over
up, bringing me
crimes.
back to this world.
I don't put my Saints love and my Pelican love of my teams over crimes. You got that? I don't do that, man. I'm not going to turn blind to watch a football game or a basketball game. I got morals and integrity. I'm not going to do that. I don't care who it is. If they're doing that, they need to be taken down, man. You see how these demons protect each other, man? You see that? That's how they've been doing it for years. Enough is enough. Chantel says, Q, Kellen Moore is walking into a disaster. The Who Dat Nation needs to get involved by not supporting this disgusting stuff. Hopefully Moore is smart and stays with Philly. My goodness. Yeah, this is horrible, man. Yeah, man, I'm a, thank you, Chantel.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
See, it's real deal. It's real life. You see, football's a game. Basketball's a game. It's a sport. But it's real life stuff going on here. These people were passing a law to try to stop people from suing these people because for what they did to them. A lot of the victims, I remember reading some of the articles from some of the victims that were talking about it, and a lot of them were being quieted, not being nothing done to them, but the media was ignoring talking to these people because of the power the Saints organization had over years and the money and the influence that they have to keep all of this as quiet as they possibly can. That's what was going on. Now you see Bensel was running damage control games and trying to play this Amon character as some type of victim, that he did good things for the church. Whatever you thought you did for the church, and when you was doing all that, all your evil done wiped all of that away. There ain't no good in that. Yeah, it's no good in that at all. Whatever evil you was doing, that destroyed all of the good there. And that's all we see now. But that guy is not, I don't think that guy's in jail. And it was not just him, it was others too. And this has been going on for years, and it's time for people to put these people where they belong, man. I just don't like it, man. Listen, I'm shout out to y'all, man. I just don't like it, man. I don't like what's going on here. This is terrible because you don't hear these Falcon people or the Carolina Panther people, stupid ass leadership tied into something this horrible. Are you kidding? You running interference for molestation and then trying to paint the molester as a guy that's good? You did that and he still got it, man. Listen, man. That's horrible, man. That guy's still working up there, isn't he? Hold on. That flipping guy is still working up there. Son of a bitch. Still working up there. He's still a member of the team. Of course he is. They're going to protect him. Man, listen. Man, this the year, man, we got to cut all this out, fam. These people, they allowed to make it. They got the money. They thinking the money going to protect them from the judge, from the law, and they got the law on their side. The district attorney was working with these people. They got the law on their side while they was doing this. Are you kidding me? Look, here you go right here. This bastard. He's still over there. Running interference for molestation charges has happened with the Catholic Church. Running interference. I mean, boy, oh boy. Let me get this son bitch off my screen, man. This is just, it's just horrible, man. Horrible, man. But that's the thing that has to happen in age. You can't blame a demon for being a demon. Somebody got to get these people out of the way. And let me tell you about a demon. A demon don't give up power easily. You ain't going to talk them out of that. A lot of this stuff, man, is going to come down to you and them. I'm just going to keep it all the way funky with you. Whatever you, as your belief cycle is, whatever you believe in, there's some type of devil and there's a God, whatever, how you won't phrase it. But in the end, there's going to be something that happens ultimately between those two parties that will decide on the future beyond that. Everybody know what that is. And you see that they have seized control of some powerful organizations to do their dirt and run interference for each other. You had an NFL team this woman worth over $6 billion and the second richest person in the state operating this way. It's terrible, man. Hold on, let me show y'all something. That's all right there with that dude there. That's the guy. Man, listen, bro. We got a big stinking problem, family. We got a big stinking problem here, man. A big stinking rotten dirty problem. Listen, let me get a few comments, then I'm gonna get on out of here, fam, because I'm really that upsetted me, man. This is sad, man. Because I think about stuff like that going on, the children, all that, man. It's enough of that, man. It's enough of that. It's stuff for the Patreon family members. I wanted to share a video with y'all. I'm gonna share one to the family members too. It was a guy breaking down how to tell about how these people are doing what they're doing. Matter of fact, it was an old gentleman. He used to be in the government. I think I have one of those on Patreon. I forgot the old man's name, but he was telling them how they do it. And it's the richest industry, the trafficking thing. It's the richest industry it's the second, I think it's behind the body part game, but it's way richer or wealthy, or not richer or wealthy, but it's the money that's being made is more so than dope and drugs, all this kind of stuff, way more. This is a horrible thing that's going on right up under the nose of the normal people that's just trying to make a living, trying to pay for the bills. They're getting squished and by the high prices, everything. People just trying to make a living, keep their roof over their head, and make sure their stuff is straight. So stuff gets by us for a person like that. And that's why it's designed that way. But we have to be extra aware of the world that we're currently living in, because that's how they were able to get these positions while we were working and taking care of our family and being responsible. They were able to sneak up and seize this stuff, because you don't just turn bad like this. You always been bad. You don't then turn into something like that. It's something you've been rotten. Something happened to you a long time ago. Is you turn bad for whatever reason. And you don't have to do that. It's a decision, but they turn bad. And you are bad if you're doing stuff like what we read about or what we heard in this report. You don't just, that's some bullshit there, man. All right, Chantel says, Q, this organization does not deserve to be called this. Oh my goodness. Chantel, let me give you a hand around of applause for that. Oh my goodness. Wow. 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 Oh my goodness. Damn. Isn't that a joke? These are the saints. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Chantel, you just, the saints. Wow. I'm sorry, y'all. That one right there just floored me right there. Wow. These are the saints helping cover up molestation. These are the saints. Wow. Boy, how we have fallen. Boy, how we've been mighty, how we have fallen. My goodness. These are saints. My goodness. Thank you, Chantel. Thank you.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Wow, that's Chantel just hit me with that one, man. That one there, that was just like a kick. That was a kick right there. Wow. 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 I'm stuck on that one. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just that's powerful, Chantel. Shout out to you. Thank you for that. That's harmful. That's really sad, fam. That is so sad. All of this is so sad that these people would be involved in something this horrible when they should be doing the exact opposite. They run to the darkness. They run to the evil. They run right to it to protect it. What does that tell you about these people if they're doing that? They got victims there, people that were wronged, and they wouldn't even allow them. That guy tried to pass a law to stop them from even getting monetary compensation for being wronged by these people. They try to file bankruptcy to stop from paying them. Are you kidding? Unbelievable. These are the saints. Boy, let me tell you something, boy. My goodness gracious, man. Terrible. I don't think he backs out Marley Marl. I don't think he back because he'll believe what they tell him. I don't think he backs out. I'll be surprised if the man backed out. He'll believe what he's saying because they thinking, hey man, if you listen, fam, if they think they can mitigate, control the damage, then what makes you think that if this leaks now, what make you think this will be a one-day thing and then it'll disappear again? They're going to try to create some type of news event to get your attention off of this, and then it'll disappear into nothingness. That's what they do. That's why you see all these random things happen. Something horrible happened. Like when that guy shot that healthcare guy. What happened to that? Why you didn't hear nothing about him since then? That's how they do. One thing happens, then that guy disappeared off the scene. You ain't heard not one thing from that since that happened. And then you had the guy with the truck that was down here. And then they just go from one thing to another. They'll say, oh, that's all right. It'll let them do their thing right now and then in 2 days they'll forget about it. Don't forget about this. This is horrible. Boycott these people, family. What more reason do you need to boycott these people? These people have taken our resources, our money, and they doing this with it. What more reason do you need to not give these people your money? They're running with quieting or hiding the molestation of victims. What more reason do you need to boycott these fucking people, man? Excuse me. What more reason is your football and your more important? Don't give these people no more of your money. If you want to watch the game, that's one thing, but don't give these people no more of your money. Don't give them no more of your money. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're running interference for molesters. And calling themselves the saints. Oh my goodness, that is a bolt of a lightning, several times the size of the tallest tower, need to strike wherever they are right now and tear their ass up. I mean, my goodness, man. Running around here, calling themselves the saints and running around here doing this type of bullshit. I mean, that's absolutely insane to me. It's on the article is on it's on The Guardian, bro. All you have to do is just go to the Guardian.us news. Just go to Google and put in The Guardian. The name of the article is Saints Clergy Abuse Emails. They got a full article and it breaks down. See, the guy didn't talk about everything in there because let me just a little game here. One of the guys that he didn't talk about was Newell Norman. And for my West Bank people and my New Orleans people know who Newell Norman is. We know he was the dude that took over when Harry Lee died. He became the sheriff after Harry Lee. There's a piece in here about Newell Norman, who's a talk show host on WWL. So you can see why he didn't talk about him in there. That's also a newspaper owner that's there in this article they talk about in connection to it. Man was the sheriff for 10 years. He's supposed to be tasked with protecting the law. You see what I'm saying? These people don't see nothing but evil. They'll get in here and manipulate and do dirty shit and cover up for each other and run scams and games. And they'll put innocent people in jail, and they're the worst people you can ever imagine. That's why they run for those positions and get those places. They got an article with him on here. He is right here. Newell Norman on here involved with it. They said emails, WWL radio station director. That guy is a director over there. And Archdiocese officials show Bensel brokered the conversation. No, he said the radio director over there brokered a conversation between Newell Norman and that Gregory Amon dude. And Bensel sent copies to Norman and the station director as a list of 8 questions for the host to ask him. Bensel called the questions, which were prepared by the Archdiocese, a great framework for Newell. Norman ended up asking about half the suggested questions. Amon answered the rest without being prompted. Norman also asked questions that weren't provided for him. And in the years since the interview, Norman has used his show to criticize Amon's handling of the, okay, that's a little different. But he was given answers to ask him. A statement on Saturday from the corporation that owns WWL, Odyssey, says WWL stands by its coverage of the story. We have no additional comment. Newspaper owner John Georges, local businessman, brought the Baton Rouge-based Advocate back in 2013 and expanded the newspaper coverage in New Orleans after Times-Picayune reduced the number of days it delivered printed editions. They ended up with an intense fight over the scoops. It says Saints emails show both papers before the consolidation drew Bensel attention as he tried to take some of the edge off the coverage of Amon's handling of the local clergy abuse crisis. He personally implored leaders at both Times-Picayune and the Advocate to get behind and work with the Archdiocese. You understand what this says? These people using the Saints' influence. Bensel used the Saints' influence under guidance, like they're gonna say that they didn't know, but Gail knew, and that Lauscher dude knew, using the Saints' influence to influence other people, talk show hosts and newspapers, to make Amon more, what's the term that they use? They said, get behind and work with the Archbishop. They said Bensel coordinated the writing of the opinion piece and Advocate under Bensel's name that extolled the local church efforts to combat sex trafficking along with the ill. Are you kidding me? They said the Saints fought efforts by the media to access copies of them. And when the Advocate reporter, now at the Guardian, contacted Bensel for possible comment about the subpoena, he sarcastically told the journalist to ask Georges for comment. He also forwarded an email from the reporter seeking comment to Georges. There's no indication that the emails that Georges and Bensel had a discussion after that. The merger, Times-Picayune Advocate, owned by Georges, subsequently joined a coalition of media corporations that sued to access the emails between Saints and the church. The church bankruptcy essentially prevented the suit from being ruled on. They did that purposefully. At one point, New Orleans news station WVUE Channel 8 reported being told by an anonymous source that Georges may have participated in behind-the-scenes communications involved with the Archdiocese release of credibly accused pedophile priests. Georges told the station, which had once been owned by Gail Benson's late husband. He just passed stuff to each other. They just sell to each other. Radio stations, television stations, don't matter. I had no contact with the Archdiocese during this time in question, this period in question. The Saints' emails contain only messages Bensel forwarded to Georges in July of 2019, months after the list release. A statement from the consolidated Times-Picayune and Advocate said no one gets preferential treatment in our coverage of the news. Over the past 6 years, we've consistently published in-depth stories highlighting the ongoing serious issues surrounding the Archdiocese sex abuse crisis, as well as an investigation reports on the matter by WWL and by the Associated Press. Some of the WWL Louisiana reports were produced in partnership with The Guardian. Newspaper's statement continued: as the largest local media company in Louisiana, we often hear from the community leaders and we welcome that engagement, but it does not dilute our journalistic standards of keeping us from pursuing the truth. Somebody has some kind of flaw in their journalistic, and it's supposed to be something called journalistic integrity. Obviously, the Saints don't have it. This Bensel idiot needs to be fired ASAP. Bensel needs to be fired. He's the main thread that we have on email, and this is the only way you could track it is via email and whatever was going on. That's how they were able to walk this back. This is the paperwork. They got him tied up. The emails got him caught up. You know, so what you do? What do you does Greg Bensel get fired? He needs to be fired for this. And it says, why in the hell the best of family trying to cover up who these pedophiles are, these 6 priests are they needed to brought to judge because they work with them, bro. Let me show you a picture of this, man. These people are in, I don't mean figuratively in bed, but like from a business standpoint, they tied to each other. You know, they tied to each other. Like you talked about the Jesuits that Lauscher's won, and somebody else in the New Orleans Saints organization is. But yeah, it's to my Masonic brothers, my Masonic brothers in here know what time it is. Come on, y'all know. You know, maybe some of these people that don't know about the interworkings how society works, we know. I know how it works. And that's how it works here. This is the ugly truth for some people that might believe like this is that and the third. Man, fam, no, it don't work like that. Like they told you, and that's not a surprise. It don't work that way. These groups do this stuff together, and they're very wealthy. It's like the stuff you hear in the Hollywood scene. Remember Terry Crews with the stuff Terry Crews said that happened? Y'all remember Terry Crews? He was saying that the guy touched his stuff or whatever. Y'all remember that? And this is just something I'm gonna just use this as an excuse just for this particular talking point about some of the Hollywood stuff. Y'all remember that about the Terry Crews thing? And I'm sitting up here, remember reading that, and then there was a video where he was actually talking about that. I'm saying Terry Crews is like 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", about 230, 240 pounds. You know, and I'm sitting up here saying to myself, and I remember the guy he said, the Weinstein guy, whatever his name is, did that to him. And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, what the hell did you do when he did it? And when he did it, did the people call the police and the ambulance after you knocked the piss out of him and they had to take him away? Ain't do none of that. He said he was shocked. Like, man, get out of here, man. You playing the game. And that's a part of it. That's what I'm saying. It's the group play. You know, it's group players at levels. Like, and that's how it works in the world. You got groups that operate together. This obviously is one of the groups that's doing this. They're exclusively tied to this. It makes no sense from a moral standpoint that the Saints, calling themselves the Saints as an organization, would be tied up with something like this. They should be shunning these people and working with the right authorities, even though they had the top cop, the DA at the time, according to the report, working with them. How does that work? So you mean to tell me you got a billionaire, the second billion, you only got 2 of them in the state of Louisiana, one of them working with these people. She's worth over $6 billion. You got underlings operating out of her organization, doing this type of stuff she don't know. Tied into other billion-dollar organizations operating all kind of ways. Birds of a feather flock together. And even when found out, did not do anything to put these people where they belong and help the victims get right. Did the Saints give any money to the victims? Did they give the victims any money? Probably not. It's horrible, man. I gotta go, man. I gotta get up out of here, man. This is sickening, man. But yeah, that whole thing with them, that's you using. It's not just the money aspect, because we know you can't get to them levels without getting down on some stuff. We know this, man. I think I put a video up on Patreon. Y'all let me know, man. If I hadn't, this was a while ago. I put up a video on that. But this is cool. For some people, this is a sports show, but hey, man, listen, this is wrong, man, all the way around. Y'all boycott the Saints, man. Let's not give these people no money. This is horrible. Until they rectify the wrong, or if anything, man, this is horrible, man. This is sickening to me. This is everything what's wrong with the world today. Everything wrong with the world today is this bullshit right here. Everything. And then the thing is, like, I can't be mad at the demons for being you don't be mad at a demon for being a demon. They can't. It's up to you to stop them. You got to stop them. That's your job. Your job ain't just here just to go and work and do all this type of stuff. No, if you working with the Most High and you're a God child, you got to do something about a lot of this. Just not just for the dumb, stupid, garbage Satanists, the Saints, but also in your neighborhood and your family and all this kind of stuff. It got to start somewhere, fam. We got to create a step, or we got to put a foot down on something and say, hey man, we bringing standards back, we bringing morals back, we bringing all this back, all this trash culture, this garbage bullshit with the stuff that we seeing online. We shutting all that down. We're not promoting that. We're gonna bankrupt these garbage ass artists and these nasty actresses and actors who participate in all that foul stuff. We shutting all that down. Then we're gonna make it very difficult for you to make money doing that. We're gonna shut it all down. We got to put our foot down some kind of way, man, or they're gonna run you, they're gonna take you and flip you over into the lava, into the pits of hell. You got to put a foot down on all this, man. You got to put your foot down, fam. We got to put our foot down. We don't put it down now, these demons gonna overrun you. They're gonna overrun you. Anyway, I'm gonna get out on that, man. Listen, I appreciate all y'all, man. Prayers to the victims, man, of this, man. Praying heavily that these demons be thrown into the pits of hell for what they doing. Sitting up here running the foul and running these games, playing this dirty shit, doing all this reckless this is horrible, family. This is treacherous, dirty, stinking, underhanded bullshit going on with this organization. Now I can see why Mickey Loomis talked the way he is. He ain't nothing but filth himself. He probably knew about this stuff too. They all know. They all know. If they sitting up in that fucking building, they know about all this stuff going on here. This is horrible. Prayers to the victims, man. These demons gonna fall. You demons gonna fall for this, man. Y'all gonna fall. You can't do this to people and then get away with it. Then try to deny them money by passing a law. Look at these people, man. I got to get out of here, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all and I love y'all, man. I know this ain't my regular Saints show that I really get to, but listen, man, this real times, fam. This real times, real deal stuff going on here, you know. And fam, we need to put our foot down. No, we got to put it down, fam. No more of this trash, no more, because these demons done pushed us somewhere. We were being nice, letting them make it. No more of this. No more of this. We got to stop all of this. We got to make a stand. We got to take a stand, make a stand, and we got to change it. It starts with us. Each one of you guys, it starts with you. We got to make a stand. I'm going to get on out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to holler at you on the Patreon. Much love to the fam, man. This is ridiculous. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. I'm out.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, money like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, the WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who Dat and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who Dat in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who Dat too.